What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Steven. This is Steven in Stereo. In today's video, we are going to be checking out a compilation of arguably one of my favorite people on this planet, and that is Michael Clifford. You already know, big dog status. Michael Clifford, and the 15 times that his vocals made us all feel alive. I do often feel like his vocals are usually the reason I'm still alive. I'm still breathing. I am still enjoying my time on this planet because of the inspiration that Michael gives us on a just fucking everyday basis. I literally can't wait for the new 5 Seconds of Summer album because I know that he's gonna be bringing absolute heat and we're ready for it. I want to give a huge shout out to Samantha over on Patreon for actually requesting this video. Thank you so much for obviously supporting 5 Seconds of Summer, supporting Michael Clifford, but also supporting me. It means a lot to me. Before we get into this video, which I imagine is going to be so dope, I just want to plug my Patreon. Everything I do on YouTube is because of my Patreon supporters. Thank you all so much for continuously supporting me. It means the world to me. I have a lot of exclusive content when it comes to certain bands, especially when it comes to 5 Seconds of Summer. So make sure you guys go over there and check out my uncut album reactions for some of their stuff. Make sure you guys check out the How Did We End Up Here movie watch party that we did for them, behind the album stuff, Carpool Karaoke. There's a lot of fun stuff. And it's like almost a new month, which means like getting access to the whole month. So make sure to go check that out. I'm excited to dive into this. Like I said, anytime I get a chance to watch anything from Michael Clifford, I'm stoked, but especially a compilation, just because like, you know, these are handpicked by fans. I'll leave the link to this compilation video down in the description so you guys can check it out, so that the original person can get some credit, some love for this. All right, let's go. Make us all feel alive. Oh wait, we're gonna have some isolated vocals. So we're not just getting the vocals, we're getting the isolated vocals.
Michael, take one.
Silence, cut down the night like screams set on fire.
God damn.
Nothing to lose in this city. In this city. Oh.
Okay, this is what I talk about when I say like I'm so stoked for the possibility of him doing a little bit of a solo project. You guys know I'm a huge supporter of these solo works that this band has been doing, because I really want to see what he does in that setting and that space to be able to kind of like pursue some of these emo sounds. My God.
Says, I always believed in you.
Ooh.
You say that I'm too complicated, hung up and miseducated. I say 9 to 5 is overrated and we all fall down.
His vocals, I've said it so many times, but they just straight up bring to life early 2000s pop punk, like in the best way. It's that influence is so strong in him, and you know that like that's really where his roots in music came from, because it comes out in his vocals in such a unique way. It's just like he channels it. Ugh.
I can't sleep because my mind keeps racing. My chest hurts because my heart keeps breaking. I'm so numb and I can't stop shaking and we all fall down. I can feel you watching even when you know that to be seen.
Okay, and I know I talk about the pop punk stuff a lot, but like just listen to his vocal control right here.
I feel you watching even when you know that to be seen. And I can feel you touching even when you're far away from me. Everybody's got the demons.
Best song. Best song.
Even wide awake or dreaming, I'm the one who ends up leaving.
You know what hurts though is like why you use this photo of Michael here. Like why this one? It's gonna put you in the feels already to have to hear Jet Black Heart. But look at that. There's a little bit of moisture he's got under his eye right there. Like, come on, man. Why you want to bring us down like that?
Dreaming, I'm the one who ends up leaving. Make it okay. See a war, I wanna fight it. See a match, I wanna strike it. Every fire I've ignited faded to gray. But now that I'm broken.
Oh, I'm so glad that they put this part in the isolated. It's just so fucking like this is top tier Michael right here.
It's too great. But now that I'm broken. Now they do know it.
Oh my God.
Caught up in a moment. Can you see inside? I've got a jet black heart.
Wait, I'm so glad they put this whole section. You know, throughout this video, it's been like small sections of his, but this song is legendary Michael status. I think we could all agree on that. I think this song is, it just makes so much sense that like he owns this song. Writing this song, putting together this song, the vocal melodies that he chose to use in this song, the approach vocally that he chose to take in this song, everything screams Michael. I'm so glad it's got such a big chunk here because especially in this chorus, I think it's some of my favorite vocals from Michael that I've ever heard.
Can you see inside? I've got a jet black heart. Oh, say, do you know I'm a fool in a
oh my God.
show.
Yes.
I'm a broken stereo out of time. So how does it feel? All alone is so surreal.
Dude, the emotion. Okay, so like obviously I've heard these songs. Like it's a given. We did all the album reactions. I love this band. But when you get a chance to hear these isolated vocals here, I think something much bigger comes to life. I think you actually get to experience all the emotion from only one part of the band because this band is so strong, right? And there's so many talents that come to life in just 4 dudes. It's absolutely insane. But in like a section like this, listen to the emotion being brought on by Michael here.
Out of time. So how does it feel? All alone is so surreal.
Fuck yes.
Ghost of survivor's guilt can be so unkind. Demons hide behind my back and I can see them. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, there's a reason I love this right here. Because so far what we've watched is a lot of getting essentially pop punk Michael. Something that I still think he holds in him today and it comes out in a lot of songs. But what's really important about this, especially with Youngblood being such a big like step forward for this band as far as experimentation and where their talents were going to go, listen to pop punk Michael, emphasis on the pop, right? Because before we've always gotten kind of like the attitude, the emo, all that stuff kind of coming to life. But because this was such a big step forward and a transition in music for them, listen to him bring that poppier side out right here.
Demons hide behind my back and I can see them.
Woo!
1, 2, 3, 4.
God damn.
Need to do that dirty work. Won't let them knock down.
He is underrated as a vocalist.
The stupid truth is I'm so bad for you.
Ooh.
Is that you and Jerry all? Is that you and Jerry all?
God damn.
Is that you and Claire? Is that you and Jerry all?
It's almost like we could get Sounds Good, Feels Good, and we could just isolate everyone's vocals from that because this is my favorite album from them. I think I've made that very clear throughout the videos I've done. Michael isolated right here. Are you fucking kidding me?
Is that you and Jerry all? Is that you and Jerry all? Is that you and Claire? Is that you and Jerry
Fuck.
all?
God damn.
Look at me in the eye. Is anyone there at all? Is anyone there at all?
That vocal control again.
The tragedy of successes, or even in second chances.
So my constant narrative about him, me wanting him to put out like a EP with Callum about doing sort of like the emo pop punk thing, it's because of sounds like this. Like just listen to how perfectly he nails. And I know like he was obviously a lot younger, so like that's where his voice was at too. But it just reminds me of Warped Tour so much.
The tragedy of successes, or even in second chances.
Ooh!
I lie awake in my own head. Whoa. Now we're stuck in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, it only took a time to get there. We're hiding out in
Oh,
a tree.
yes.
Catching fire like kerosene. Damn if I do, damn if I don't.
I fucking love his voice.
I'm better off alone.
God damn.
3 missed calls at 2 a.m. You say you never heard, you're late to get to work, and then
Again, we're getting this incredible transition from like straight up pop punk worship into this more pop space. And I think this really shows the talent of an artist in so many ways, because it's not easy to transition like that. Like, not everybody would be able to pull off switching from that style into what 5 Seconds of Summer has done. That's why a lot of these Warped Tour bands, as much as I love them, when Warped Tour kind of phased out, a lot of those bands did too, because there was no ability to switch that style up to work in a pop setting, or those bands, you know, that just wasn't something that they wanted to do, which is obviously totally fair too. Being able to hear an artist like Michael, who is coming up in this pop punk space, and then switch into this, I will always praise this situation, because I think it just worked so fucking well for him and for this band.
calls at 2 a.m. You say you never heard, you're late to get to work, and then throwing rocks at your window at midnight. You met me in your backyard that night.
So good.
You look just like an angel in disguise. My whole life seemed like a postcard. You've gotta let it go. You're losing all your hope. Nothing left to hold.
Oh my God.
Locked out in the cold.
There's like a little bit of rasp he brings out in some of these vocal parts, especially in the older stuff, that really drags that emotion even further, just to create such a perfect like soundscape for the emo feels, which is why I think that Michael is pretty much always putting us in our feelings. That's like his position in the band, is to bring that emotion to such a ridiculous level. Always here for it. Always here for it.
She's a good girl. She's daddy's favorite. He's safe for heart.
Daddy's. She's daddy's.
She's a good girl. She's daddy's favorite. He's safe for Harvard. He knows she'll make it. She's good at school. She's never truant. She can speak French. I think she's fluent.
Yeah, make sure, I'm going to leave the link to this video in the description so you guys can go give it some love, or just go check it out for yourself, where I'm not fucking ruining it by talking over it the whole time. I got to say that this is one of those situations where I feel like anytime I get to check out 5 Seconds of Summer content, I'm going to be fucking stoked anyways. It's just a band that has a lot of reach, and in my opinion, they are just like so good at nailing so many different styles that honestly, I don't think we've even really seen the peak of this band. Like, I think that we're going to see a lot more success coming to them. I mean, they're obviously very fucking popular anyways. They're very big, but I don't think that we've seen them at their biggest yet. And that says a lot, because Youngblood was massive. So getting a chance to dive into solo works has been fun, especially with Ashen and Luke putting out albums. I really enjoy getting a chance to see those things. But these isolated moments from other members of the band who haven't put solo work out yet, Michael, I feel like this is a really great opportunity to get even more of that perspective as to how much each member really brings to this band. Because oftentimes when you, like, if you hear a band name, like I think about a band I listen to, whatever, I always immediately think like, okay, we got the singer and then the backup singers and then instruments or whatever. And the person always comes to mind is the person that sings. But the thing about 5 Seconds of Summer that's interesting to me is when I think about this band, I literally think about all of them every single time. And I think it's just because since I've listened to this group since the first time, I've kind of seen the dynamics that this band really has. And so I think there's something special in being able to appreciate that. So people that are getting into 5 Seconds of Summer, you totally got to watch some of the live stuff or some of the whatever to see just how the dynamic of this band really is. Now, that leads me to Michael fucking Clifford. I love Michael so much. I think I've made that very clear throughout the couple of years that I've been checking this band out. Reason being is There's always been something about him that I really resonated with. He just reminds me of kind of how I was like growing up and kind of how I always will be. And so to see a band get popular off of a pop punk sound that I feel like, you know, Michael really had an impact on, like his vocal style is what kind of brought a lot of that to life. To see a band with that continue to get bigger, continue to go forward, but still bring some of that influence in is something really important to me. But it's always really fun to get to go back. And so seeing these isolated vocal moments, one thing that really like blew me away was that transition from pop punk to pop and pop rock. And it was cool because going back and listening to Sounds Good, Feels Good, or any of those EPs with isolated vocals, big hit for me because I fucking love that sound from Michael so much. I think he's got a vocal quality that is often underrated. I'm not really sure why. It could possibly be when you're listening to the record, you just don't pick it up right away, but it's very underrated. So getting to see the isolated vocals and really see how much of an impact he has on a lot of these songs is incredible. That tone, that little bit nasally, a little bit of rasp comes out, and all the emotion and all the feels all come to life. That is so Michael Clifford, and it just works well in this. Now, what I really loved, we do all the pop punk stuff. You guys know I'm always fucking here for it. And then we move over to Youngblood. That transition was big in so many ways, just from an outside perspective, you know, checking out their albums and then seeing like Youngblood and having other people that probably listen to them in their more pop punk phase and go to Youngblood. That's such a big transition. I am so here for bands that experiment with sounds and that are okay getting out of their comfort zone. This band has always been one of those bands that you can't put into a box because you never know what they're going to do next. Hearing Michael Clifford nail the execution of going from pop punk guy to pop rock, you know, pop in the spotlight guy, that sound is incredible to me because it shows that while he had a very real style with pop punk, his ability as an artist to change his voice, to transition his delivery, to make that sound work so well for his vocal style, I think is something that should be appreciated. He sounded like a pop star, straight up, like a pop rock fucking like worship celebrity. And I think that's a long way to go from being Michael and Sounds Good, Feels Good, even though like that's a style that I love. I fucking love that album so much. I understand that that kind of sound when you're looking at mainstream music isn't maybe for everybody. It's why there's like a handful of those bands that really make it big, but then you don't hear about other ones. Obviously this band was big at that time, but just like hearing him take that sound and evolve. Like, I think we all want to see our favorite artists continue to evolve, and you hear it a lot here. And this is from 2020. Like, 5 Seconds of Summer 5 is going to come out. Old 5 Sauce 5. You guys know we're giving high fives for 5 Sauce 5 for 5-5. You guys know I want that album so much. I want to hear what these transitions sound like, what these evolutions sound like, not only for Michael, but for everybody. We heard Ashton and Luke get their own albums. Like, those albums show me so much progress of this band. So I'm fucking always going to be here for supporting this band, for doing, for watching whatever they do, for constantly supporting them, because I feel like they're a band that gets discredited a lot, which is really weird to me. They get discredited a lot. I feel like a lot of people don't really understand, this band and just like the moves that they've made. I feel like they're a band, again, that we are going to see for so many years to come, and I'm so glad to be a part of the ride. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Huge shout out to Sam over on Patreon. Thank you so much for requesting this, giving me some Michael love, while at the same time supporting me. I really do appreciate you guys. Let me know in the comment section what your favorite part of these 15 were, and I'll leave the link to the original video in the description. I'll see you later.